Hi Aries, welcome to your dream reading. I'm going to go over a list of all the different cosmic activity. Not all of it, it's not all inclusive. I'm not an astrologer, I just wanted to zip through this real quick. Saturn retrograde, May 10th to September 28th. Jupiter retrograde, May 14th through September 12th. Pluto retrograde, April 25th through October 4th. Neptune retrograde, June 23rd through November 28th. Venus retrograde in Gemini, May 13th through June 25th. Lunar eclipse on June 5th in Sagittarius. Mercury retrograde in Cancer, June 18th through July 12th. Solar eclipse in Cancer, June 21st. And then lunar eclipse in Capricorn, July 5th. And I just feel like there's going to be a lot of pushing and pulling energies. Just with all this cosmic activity, I feel like we're going through a very historical time. Again, I'm not an astrologer, so I'm not going to speak to how that exactly affects you and where your planetary placements are. However, I do feel like there's only so many hours in the day, so our dreamscape is going to become very important, or is very important, to managing all of these energies and being able to kind of get through a lot of the issues and lessons that we need to learn from it. So I'm going to use the Mystical Dream Tarot, but it comes with this very lovely guide. I really like the book that comes with these cards, and it's by Janet Pedalato. I keep saying it wrong in every video, but anyhow. She says, dreams, they frequently point to the hidden meanings in our lives, the often missed issues, which, when made clear, help to open doors to solutions and new pathways. And that is my intention here for this reading, is not to specifically interpret anyone's dreams, but I'm aiming to share the general message from Spirit in regard to those overall blockages and lessons you may be working through in your dreams. That being said, let's get started, and I'm going to start with an empathic oracle card to give us a theme, and then we'll do the mystical tarot for the blockages, lesson, and advice from Spirit. All right, so Spirit, what theme do we have for Aries in regard to their dreams? What theme do we have for Aries in regard to their dreams? And we get containers. And so I'm just going to let you look at that for a second. The imagery may stir up something in you. Otherwise, we're just talking about the theme containers. And it is the number 42 card for those of you that follow numerology, and that breaks down to a 6. Okay, so let's see what the book says about containers. And I may paraphrase depending on how long. Some of the descriptions are a little long on this one. All right, so it says, as safe as a box may seem, it's an experience that can also be of emptiness. As in the past, we crave a knowing of where we begin and where we end energetically. This need for energetic boundaries can become a blessing or a curse according to the emotional context that brought these boundaries into being. Healthy boundaries allow the flow of energetic information to pass through the auric field, giving an opportunity to access the moment and make healthy choices. Boundaries realized from fear and hurt become dark castles, limiting our experience on the other side of the emotional mote. So we're talking about boundaries, and healthy boundaries, and then limiting boundaries, right? Based out of fear and so forth. So let's see what the cards have to say, what the Spirit has to say. Spirit, what is the blockage here for Aries in regard to boundaries? What is the blockage here? And we get the Seven of Swords. So I'm just going to hold this here so you can look at this imagery a little bit. You definitely see the cycles of the moon, which is part of the cosmic activity going on, is definitely going to have some influence on this particular blockage. So Seven of Swords can really be about, that kind of protection mode. If somebody, was doing something deceptive, that ended up hurting you in the past, and you can carry that. So let's see, what is the lesson for Aries? What is the lesson they're meant to learn for Aries? Spirit lesson for Aries, please. And we get the Three of Swords. And I'll just let that, the imagery may stir something inside you. And then the advice. And the advice is the Ten of Cups. Okay. So I'm feeling like definitely boundaries can be set up from feeling like you've been deceived in the past, or that there was, lying or, stuff happening behind your back, right? And that truth can really hurt. I feel like that really goes into this Three of Swords. And the lesson is talking, in the lesson position, it's saying, we have to cut that chain that we can get, and allow the starlight in to heal us and provide, a place for new growth, for new love to come in and, fill the place, right? And the advice from Spirit is Ten of Cups. And this is just, the ultimate divine love, right? So you have Justice here. I think this is supposed to be a mountain. I can't really tell. My eyes are bad. So, it's talking about challenges, justice, but overcoming that, right? And there's that moon again. And this is all about, the potential for Ten of Cups, right? Allowing that. And, I feel like there's a lot of moon energy here. Okay, I really feel like, and then of course this is star energy. So I don't think we're talking about any particular other sign that we're dealing with or anything like that. What I feel like is that, the boundaries that you've created, there's a blockage to creating healthy boundaries because of being deceived in the past, right? But in order to really be fully present with our heart in love, in whatever we're doing, with our passions, we have to, find forgiveness. We have to move on from that. And we have to take risks sometimes. So boundaries you can have healthy boundaries, but is it a wall? Are you not allowing anything in to grow, right? So let's just get clarification here. So why is Seven of Swords here for Aries? Spirit, why is Seven of Swords here for Aries? And we get the Nine of Wands. So there's definitely heavy burdens that are creating this blockage in order for you to create healthy boundaries in your life. Spirit, why is Three of Swords here for Aries? And we get the Chariot. So it could have been a Cancer sign. I don't really see the point in focusing on others when this is really about you working through issues. So I feel like the lesson is take the time to heal. You can't just rush off, move on, and say we're all good. In order to recognize, you know, in order to learn the lesson, you have to feel the pain. You can't just move on and drive off and say, okay, on to the next. Why is 10 of Cups here for advice for Aries? And we get the Hermit meditation. So, the Hermit can definitely be about healing, about bringing, that light in to guide you to, that inner wisdom that you have. And 10 of Cups is all about, connecting with the divine. I feel like the Hermit can definitely speak about creating that solid path and, to the divine. And then, being able to access that through meditation. So that is the message I have coming through for you. What guidance do we have for Aries? Angels, what guidance do you have for Aries? Oh, here we go, right away. And we get healthy lifestyle. Archangel Raphael. Eat a healthful diet, get adequate sleep, and exercise regularly for optimal health. Okay, so sometimes the Hermit also can talks about healing and your health sometimes. So what other guidance do we have? Angels, what guidance do we have for Aries? And we get brilliant idea. Archangel Uriel. Yes, your idea is divinely guided. Please take action to bring your idea to fruition. And, sometimes I do see this large, egg as, a potential or a huge idea, right? And it's just about, nurturing that egg until it turns into, what the potential, creates that potential realized. That's what I'm trying to say. Sorry. All right, that is the message that came through for you, Aries. I do appreciate you watching. Thank you so much. And remember that the universe has your back, and so do I. Take care.